Here I am with my 1965 Chrysler New Yorker. Have an issue with the window regulator. So I have the door panel off right here, which wasn't too bad to take off. I might do a video later of how to put it back on. It'd be a reverse procedure. The little window crank, it's a screw. You go in here with a screwdriver at the top, and this clamps around the square post for the to open the door. So this kind of just stays in there. It's got another wood piece that comes up here. It clips here, and you got a screw here. There's the window crank. It's got a bunch of clips around here, 2 screws in here, and then the door lock unscrews. And that's about it. Nothing, no showstopper on that. Anyway, I'm not sure how to take this out. My window regulator is ratcheting some, and it bent. As it was real stiff, and it was put up one time rapidly, and I think that's what kind of bent it. So I'm going to replace it with a good condition used one, I believe. But question is, how do you get it out? I understand that the spring, you know, the scissors of death, and the spring in that thing it does not uncoil the spring. If you wind the crank all the way up, all the way down, or maybe even more, supposedly it has stops in it. So I've got to figure out how to get the glass out first. My thought is, and I just took a measurement, there's 2 stops. So you can see it right here. There's a window stop here, and there's one over here. So I measured where it's adjusted now, and there's the screw right in here, 1/2 inch I think, that to take that off. Because there's a stop on the bottom of this cast mechanism, or cast window frame at the bottom, that comes up against that. That lines it up to the perfectly, like it is now, to the roof and to the front door. So the thought is, I'm going to take these off. This is part 1. If we continue, then there'll be a part 2, etc. And I'm going to take these off, and then I'm going to try to crank and pull the window, because it's ratchet. I'm on the up position. Pull the window up out of the door and hold it. And it has some little railroad wheels here that come off a track, and the same over there. And it's got rollers here. So that should just come off, and I can take those off if I so desire. But a little bit further down are the 2 rollers for the scissor mechanism. And they have a slot with a bigger hole at the end, just like these do here. Just like you can maybe, I don't know if you can see it or not. I really can't see it unless I had the light on here. It was a slot with like a larger hole at the end of the slot. So you run the wheel down there, and it'll go into that larger hole, and it'll come out. So what we're planning is, we'll put the window up, and then it'll come off the tracks. And at that point I can move the window left and right, and I can move it to have the rollers on the ends of the 2 scissor arms come out, and the window then will be able to be just lifted out. Then I'll have the scissor arm. Then I'll roll it down and compress the scissor arm, and see if I can get it out of this hole. It's only held with these 2 screws here. There's also here's a little bitty track in here, a little bitty channel. And there's another little roller in here that's attached to the scissors. And that's pretty easy to take off there. So my hope is that, as I understand, the spring will not unwind. And hopefully not even so, since it's kind of ratcheting. Which, see, here it ratchet. It'll go down the other way, but up here it ratchets, so it's screwed up. And the new regulator, or new used one, is hasn't been shipped yet. I just ordered it last night. So we'll see what happens. That's the plan. So stay tuned for possibly part 2.